Okay, Lorne. So we've got one final question.
Yeah.
And this question is from Nemin. So back in 2017, we announced that we found Abe's Oddysee source code and that we were going to talk about it in due course. What happened to this? And, do we think we'll do anything with any of the older games, older IP?
It was actually used at the core of remaking New and Tasty. So that became the code when we finally recovered it, and we had a long time, searching through mountains of terabytes of data to actually find it. And when we found it, they started making the project with that code, and so that was one application, right? And then the other is we've wanted to do more mod-like community stuff, and the way like id had done it, others had been able to do that, but we didn't have the I would say the division that it takes to handle that, and also handle it in the legal respect of trademark and copyright protections and all these things that are always highly annoying. But if you don't abide by these standards of it's kind of maritime law, really, that the rest of the world abides by, you can lose a lot of value in your IP. And so we never quite figured that problem out to release it to the public. I think it's desirable to be able to do those things, but there's expenses incurred and time and energy that it takes to make sure that can happen in a way that is good for everybody. But it takes some overhead to figure out, and I think we've at many times always been under such pressure. And time and making games it's extremely difficult, to make decent games, and so it's just something we didn't get to. But I can't say that it's something we won't get to. It's been a desire to allow the community to have that, but we haven't put the mechanisms in place to enable that yet. And I can't promise that it would be happening, but it's definitely, I think, in everyone's interest to let it go out and let it proliferate in different ways. But it can also complicate business negotiations you might be in at the moment, and without getting down the rabbit hole of all the legalities on things. But I think that's a short answer, that we did use it. It was reused in Exodus. It was New and Tasty. It was the basis of ramping that up, and then we evolved past it. But it did have, again, usage, but it hasn't been released to the crowd.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, appreciate that. I'm sure Nemin will appreciate that question has been answered, and everybody else who's been talking about modding and all sorts of things from back in the day. We do have a channel on the Discord called Oddworld. So if you want to continue that discussion, you're welcome to go in there, and maybe in a future episode we can come back to this as well.
Be happy to.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.